In this episode, we explore one of Argentina's most visited tourist destinations, Los Glaciares National Park. We check out the famous Perito Moreno Glacier and take in the stunning landscapes of Chhaltén. Our time in this national park is living proof that Patagonia really is one of the most enchanting places on the planet.
Are you ready, my love?
I am ready. Are you?
I am ready for another day.
Gracias. Adios.
Gracias, mi amigo. Yeah, heavy in una habitación. Gracias.
Okay. Good morning. It is just before 9:30 and we're leaving Puerto Natales. We're gonna cross into Argentina. Border crossings around a half an hour ride away, so it's not far at all. Then ride on up to El Calafate. We're probably going to follow Route 40 most of the way up. I think we can deviate slightly from Route 40 and take a smaller road. Neither of us are too keen to stay on 40 for too long because it's just going to be windy. It's going to be windy and just a little bit of a boring road, to be honest with you.
Crossing the border this time was a piece of cake, with the whole process taking just about an hour or so. Once we stamped into Argentina, we rode up north along Route 40 for a bit before deciding to ditch the tarmac and take on the unpaved Route 7. Along the way, we came across some of Patagonia's unique wildlife, which, no matter how many times you see it, it never gets old. Even though we'd already ridden this small road whilst heading south a few weeks back, going in the opposite direction really made it feel like an entirely new experience. This road was a great way to break up Route 40, which, for the most part, is extremely windy and unforgiving.
Okay, that's the end of that little Route 7. And we are back on Route 40. 94 Ks to El Calafate on this. Feels smooth, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Feels ultra smooth being on it.
Back to Windy Central.
You remember the little biker wave? I love that all the bikes wave to you. It's a sense of community about it. I suppose because you're so vulnerable because you're on the bike, you've got the elements against you, you're not sat in a car protected against everything. You look out for one another a bit more. It's nice. Back in El Calafate. We've looked at a hostel online on iOverlander. We've not booked it or anything, we haven't spoken to them. We just found one on the outskirts, the other side of town, that had relatively recent reviews and has secure parking for the bikes. So yeah, we haven't seen any pictures, we don't know what it's like, so we'll just turn up there, have a little look, and hopefully it's all good. Here's our little hostel. Hayley's just inside. I think she's checking us in. I did see her come outside with the owner and have a look for the parking for the bikes around the back. So I think all is good and we've got a room here.
Good morning. We're about to head off to the national park to check out Perito Moreno Glacier. It's about a 40-minute drive. The sun is out. It's going to be a beautiful day. No rain. Couldn't ask for better conditions. Let's go and check it out.
It's about 8:20. We're setting off in good time. I'm not expecting to have the glacier all to ourselves. I know it's going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot of tourists there and a lot of buses. Hopefully we're setting off at a good time, good enough to beat the majority of them. Let's go and see the glacier. We've just come around the corner here, and then we've got our first view of the glacier. Look at that, coming down to the water, and then you've got a few little icebergs floating here as well. How amazing is that? Getting quite excited now to get there and see it a bit closer up. A lot of the taxis have pulled into the viewpoints to have a look. There was a procession of cars behind us. I don't know, 15, 20 cars. They've all pulled in. We decided to keep going and just try and get as close to it as possible before there's too many people. We're on the boardwalk here at Perito Moreno Glacier, and just have a little look at this. I'll turn you around. How good is that?
Stretching over 250 square kilometres, this gigantic mass of ice is one of the few glaciers on Earth that's still growing year after year, around 2 metres per day. We all stood still and in utter silence, waiting in anticipation, listening to the cracking ice across the lake, trying not to miss that moment when the large chunks of ice would break away and crash into the turquoise water. It was so eerie. It felt so alive, like it was pulsing and constantly changing before our eyes. Such a true force of nature. We watched for hours and hours, mesmerised by its beauty.
Oh, Hayley.
Just saw a big block of ice fall.
Everyone just stops in their tracks, don't
Yeah.
they? And watches.
You hear the crash and everyone's like, oh, shh, and everyone goes silent. Who needs TV when you could watch this all day?
We've just got back to the car park now after what was quite a lovely handful of hours. We were down walking on the boardwalks probably 4 or 5 hours, and now we're about to head back to El Calafate. But we were just about to jump on the bikes, and I'll show you what got us a little bit excited. We caught sight of a load of these bikes, and they're also from Australia. We've got New South Wales, we've got the ACT. I think there's a Queensland bike here as well. So that was quite cool to see. We're just going to head back to El Calafate now, take a nice leisurely ride back in the sun, and go for a little walk around the town. Catching the final few glimpses of the glacier and all the icebergs just bobbing away before we leave. You honestly, you could stay here for a long time and you could visit multiple days, because it's just fascinating to watch and listen to the cracking, the splashing. It's almost sounds like thunder when the ice is cracking in the glacier and then chunks of ice are falling into the water. Really good experience coming here today. We both loved it. Okay, good morning. It is 9 o'clock and we're just about to ride out and leave town. The plan for today is to ride to Chaltén, around 220 k's away, so it shouldn't be a long day. We're planning to ride on Route 40, so it's going to be straightforward. But first, the first thing we need to do is get some cash. We're going to a Western Union, see if we can withdraw some Argentinian pesos. It seems to be a reoccurring issue here, is trying to find money, trying to find cash. But we'll try. We'll see how we go this morning on this little mission. So that didn't quite work out. We went to 3 Western Unions. They were either shut or didn't have any money. So it's pretty much the same situation that we had when we were here a couple of weeks ago. They just don't seem to have any money here, or a consistent supply of money. So we're going to carry on riding to Chaltén. We've got a little bit of cash. We've still got some US dollars. It's not the end of the world. We will sort something out. So this is Chaltén. We've just ridden down the high street, what looks like the main high street. I've read that this is a smaller, sleepier version of Calafate. And a big reason people come here is for the hiking and the climbing. So we've settled into our little caravan here in Chaltén. It's quite cozy actually. It's quite nice. I'll give you a little tour and I'll show you what I'm up to. I am just getting all of our cooking stuff out, and I'm going to make us some pasta and some tuna and a few bits of veg. We've got a little hot plate and a kettle. So we've got the basics that we need to cook. It's cozy, it's fun. It's definitely not the Ritz though. We are on a little road riding out of Chaltén. We're just doing a day ride. We're traveling light. We're going up this little road. I think it's a dead end. It's probably like a 40k one-way road. And hopefully we're going to see some glaciers and some nice mountain viewpoints.
For anyone that is planning to make a visit to Chaltén, 100% recommend getting some cash out before you go. As to where that is in Argentina, I don't really know. Apart from Rio Turbio is the only place we've successfully got money out, which is not your typical tourist destination, put it that way. You struggle to get cash out in Chaltén and Calafate, but in Chaltén the Wi-Fi is particularly bad, so there's been times where you can't even use your card. So yeah, if you don't have cash and the Wi-Fi goes down, then you're in a bit of a sticky situation. Look at the sights. It's so beautiful. I like that it's a bit of a gravelly road as well. Let's get some shelter.
Yeah, let's get some shelter. Let's get out of this rain. We've just pulled into this little church on Route 23 because it's starting to rain a bit. We've got this lovely view of the glacier as well up here. We're just taking a little bit of shelter in this, it's a church actually. We thought it was a refugio. I'll show you inside, it's quite cool. Hayley's already been in. She's got her sandwiches out. Priority number one. Staying fed.
Thou shall eat. I didn't really want to eat in God's house. Didn't think it was respectful. Even though Chaltén is known as the hiking capital of Argentina, we decided to keep things low-key, avoiding doing anything too strenuous. To be honest, this part of the trip was really tough on both of us, both physically and mentally. The cold and the relentless winds of this region really wore us down, so tackling those big mountain treks wasn't quite what we were up for at this point of the trip. We took some short strolls through the forest and soaking in the beauty around us. We managed to catch some fantastic views of the mountains, walked down the river and even spotted a few waterfalls along the way. What's amazing is that despite the fact that there's approximately 750,000 people visit Glaciares National Park every year, the wilderness remains so unspoiled. We could have easily lost ourselves here for days, but we got other plans on the horizon. Next stop, East Argentina.
But that is a puma.
My bike blown over.
Oh no!